My name is Paige Milam. I'm the Human Resources Manager for Feldman Automotive Group. We are all across Metro Detroit and now starting to branch out into Ohio. Yeah, this is the first time we've taken advantage of a software universally across all of our dealership. Each of our dealerships had Indeed accounts, things of that nature, but there was no cohesiveness and there was no oversight on my part from my position into our hiring process and what we were looking for in employees. I have a little bit more control over the quality, and when we, running background checks and reviewing those background checks and making sure that people are fully onboarded before they start, which is huge, especially now where people want to feel like you know what you're doing. I'm not surprised by new hires. And being that we have we have 9 rooftops now in a pretty large area. Each store has its own kind of culture and feel, but now we have some form of expectation for who we want to hire. And for them all to be able to look at the analytics of it too, they get competitive with each other, and it's really helping our best stores and our worst performing stores meet more in the middle. It's giving them something to strive towards because they can see what they're doing as well. Being able to see how long it's taking people to look at these resumes and things, if I see that a post has become stagnant, that somebody's not paying attention to it, it gives me the initiative to go and follow up with them and see what they need. If they're still looking to hire for that position, if they have a ton of candidates in there but they haven't been reviewing them, if maybe we need to close that and take a second to look at what we have before we gather more to look at, so they're not as overwhelmed. I think I was surprised at the people who did take advantage of a lot of the different hiring steps. I have people who are reluctant, they don't want to go through all the processes, but it really showed me who was taking a deeper look at their candidates and really considering them from every angle, and then the people who were really just trying to get a body in there and maybe starting that conversation with them about what they're looking for and what they need to be doing and how it impacts them as far as their turnover and really maintaining quality candidates. There's definitely a challenge across the industry for service technicians, salespeople. Turnover's crazy. They can go pretty much to any dealership, especially being from Michigan. Once you know Chevy, you pretty much can go anywhere in the state. So we really have to be competitive, but it also allows us to get some feedback from them and track what they're all looking for so we can start changing what we're offering. We've gotten it down to 2 quality candidates. We only need 1, but maybe we can put them in another location. With the talent pool being such a stocked pond at this point, it's really valuable to be able to share those within our group. From my perspective, it makes my life so much easier because I used to have to manually enter in all of the background check information. I used to, manually do all the billing for drug testing. I would have people being sent for drug tests that I didn't even know who they were or what department to bill it to. Even just being able to see the initiative that people are taking to do the pre-screen surveys. It helps us start to weed those out and really not waste our time talking to so-and-so's friend who maybe kind of is interested in a job, or talking to someone who is really interested in that learning and what our values are. So we're growing quickly. We're a human resources department pretty much of 1 at this point, and we just acquired a new store that brought us from 600 to 730 employees. We're really reassessing what our needs are. It's great to hear from other people in the industry what their challenges are, to see that we're not by ourselves, that these are things that everyone's facing, and to find out how they're addressing it and how they're leveraging Hireology in ways that we haven't necessarily explored yet. So we had to re-verify their entire staff, especially because we have to make sure everybody's driving record's clear. And our standards might not be what the previous company's standards were. It was crazy and hectic, but Hireology was great about helping us actually go through that, and when anybody hit a road bump with, they might not be as technologically savvy, So they were having issues with authorizing things. The support was great. They got a heads up that we were going to be going through this, so they knew to expect it, but we didn't have to wait for anything to be taken care of. They really supported us through the whole thing.